There folks, Stylish Pancake here, and it is time to stack up the Star Trek Online Season 9 patch. There's a lot of stuff in this patch to cover, so I'm not going to go over some of the tiny nitty-gritty. You should probably read the notes for yourself anyway, but I'm going to wander around here. One of the first things you're going to notice in Season 9 is where I'm at. If you play Federation in any way, shape, or form, whether you're a Federation or Romulan aligned with Federation, Earth Space Dock has been completely thrown away and completely redesigned to this fabulous, shiny new version. Frame rate is slightly shaky here, probably because there's not really any character culling here because there aren't very many walls. There's some really nice high-resolution textures here. You can read a lot of the signs and stuff. I'm not going to go into that too much because I did a video comparing the old and new Earth Space Dock about a week or two ago using the test version, which is only very slightly different. There's a couple textures they changed. If you want to see more details on that, go check that one out. I'm just going to wander around here and not get into too much detail on the station. One of the first things you're going to notice if you log in now is that your graphics settings are going to be reset. This was actually really irritating for me. I haven't found another sweet spot, and I think performance overall is a little worse than it was before. When you come in here, they have reset this to this new graphics interface. There's also the display tab still, which is slightly different, and the advanced tab, which has the stuff that was in the little pull down at the bottom of the old graphics tab. I should turn some of this on. One thing that's kind of nice about this is that they now have two like newbie bars here if you don't want to manually play with this that just change how good something is based on the video card power or the CPU power. So that's kind of handy. I do think if you're getting frame rate hitches, you do need to keep an eye on this. I have had a number of these settings reset on me now, and it's getting a little irritating. I have had shadows magically turn back to high, and screen space ambient occlusion turn itself back on. And as nice as those may look turned on and set to high, I can't handle them very well. So keep an eye on that. Also, one of the things that some people have been fixing graphical hitches with is render scale. This used to be an option that just said half resolution on and off. This now goes from a really bad looking 50% to all the way up to 100. Some people have been fixing their graphic speed issues by either playing with the slider and setting it back to 1 or typing in / render scale space 1. Also, if you're having frame rate issues, do not forget to check the anti-aliasing in here. For some people, it is setting it to TXAA 4X right off the bat, which may not be the most optimized thing for whatever you're doing. Actually, I think I'm going to turn this frame rate stabilizer on and see how that goes. Where should I go from here? There are so many changes. One of the first things you're going to notice when you log in is that your traits have been reset. But I'm going to get to that more in just a moment. If you are level 50, you're going to be doing these reputations. This is most of what the end game is about. And they have changed how this works because they got tired of people getting power creep, and level 50s getting so much more powerful than new level 50s over time, especially for the sake of PvP. What they've done now is that instead of picking a passive each one of these tiers, each tier you get both passives. However, you can't use them all. You now can only equip 4 ground and 4 space passives at a time, and 4 actives in their entirety. Now, there's only 5 of these in the game right now, but I think they kind of shot themselves in the foot with that. Because, you know, like 3 or 4 seasons from now, when they keep adding more reputations, they're probably going to wish that they had a ground and space active thing, because people are going to be changing it anyway. You can change your reputations anytime you are out of combat on ground, or you're in sector space and space. It used to be, on test, I think it was out of combat anywhere, but I guess there's some kind of exploit related to cloaking while you're in an actual fighting space in space, so they made it so you have to be in sector space to change it out there. Another thing that they have changed with the reputation is that all of the reputations have had their projects altered. Instead of having a somewhat medium-sized project and one big one on these old ones, they now all have an hourly project. and a daily, similar to how the new 8472 counter command reputation, which is brand new, is, and similar to what the Dyson one used to be. They've changed this a little bit though, because, and they have actually changed this on all of these. The Dyson one, you used to have to get a special token to do the daily, and then you used marks for the hourly. Well, they changed that. Now you just use marks for everything. The old token is gone. The daily for the Undine one here uses 30 marks, which is not too bad, and the hourly uses 20, so it's not a very good payoff if you keep spamming the hourly, but you might get a cool item from the little reward box. Another thing that you can do, because they have hourlies on everything, is that you can do hourlies on the completed reputations now, and get a random chance at these equipment requisition boxes. And the cost of these is, for the most part, not too bad for a roll at potentially reasonable gear. The other thing with traits, and this is the other big new thing, and if you had a bunch of trait respecs, I feel sorry for you. I know I had a few, but I didn't actually pay for any new ones. You might want to contact customer service. I'm not sure if they're going to do anything for anybody, but these respecs are free now. And you're going to have to make sure you do this when you log in, because these will be reset. You have to come in here and you pick personal traits, which is your racials, and you get 9 of these if you're level 50, and you just come over here and tick the checkbox next to the ones you want. And these respecs are free. You can change these as long as you're out of combat on ground or in sector space if you're in space. Just come in here and check boxes. There is a bug right now. The telekinetic one is missing for some reason. So if you had that before, pick something else for a while. And like I'd said, the reputation ones you can pick 4 of in each category for passives, and only 4 total in actives, which for the moment won't be a problem until you have to start playing around with the new 5th one. Now, there's a good bit of these that you're going to want to check out. They have changed a lot of these. Since you can only have 4 now, most of these have a considerably much larger amount of power than they used to. Some of them are in the vicinity of 40 to 60% better than they used to be. At least one of these I know has been completely changed in its entirety. Where's the one I'm thinking of? Okay, this one actually is something I wanted to mention. This hull regeneration one. It doesn't look like it's very good because I'm on ground and it's showing ground stats, just it's not right. I highly recommend this ground hull repairing, or this space hull repairing nanites trait here, because if you're one of those people like me who used the 2-set Borg bonus for a very long time because it had that awesome hull regen proc, it should be noted that that proc has been nerfed. It was giving more HP back to people that had higher HP ships. I think what they've done is that it used to be percentage based and now it's like a flat number. So they have gotten rid of that being super good on high HP ships. So if you were kind of using it as a crutch, this is a good, the hull repairing nanites is a good one to fix that problem with. Also, that's not the one I'm looking for. Where's it at? Omega Kinetic Shearing. This is one of the new ones. They replaced one of the old Omega skills with they didn't think was very good. This one is quite interesting. Kinetic torpedoes and mines deal an additional 40% of the damage they deal to their target's hull as a shield-penetrating dot. This damage is dealt over a 6-second period. And something it does not say here is that this stacks up to 3 times. So if you have a fast torpedo launcher or a slow-moving fast one like the Romulan one, this can be quite useful. So that's a cool one to check out. There's so many of these for you to go over. Really, you don't want to hear me talk about every single one of these. You're going to have to come in here and make your own decisions. Like I said, a lot of these have just been boosted the crap out of since you can only have 4 of now. So there's some goodies in here. And then the actives, you're not really going to have a problem with that until you have the next one, and then you're going to have to actually make a decision on which ones you want to use. Another thing you're going to get if you are maximum level when you log in is you will get a pop-up for the new featured episode with Tim Russ as Tuvok doing more voice work. So that is cool to see him back once again. And I'm not going to spoil any of the story for that. That's good stuff. And as we all know, Star Trek Online story is getting pretty pretty cool, so people don't want to hear that spoiled. Another thing to note that, and I haven't actually got far enough to see him, I thought he was supposed to be in there. They have, because of the Undine changes, they have changed the Borg Advance episodes. These have been revamped. State of Q has been deleted, and these other ones that are left, they have been replaced. These are all completely rehashed. They are all brand new. They are just like the featured episodes. They have a little bit of cutscene in there. They've thrown the Romulan Republic in there since they're kind of a new thing. I thought I'd heard Tuvok was supposed to be in there somewhere. I've only done like half these so far, and I haven't seen him yet. But whatever. This is more or less, it's the same old story, but they've thrown the Romulans in a little bit. They've cleaned the missions up considerably and put a little more character to it. So these are worth replaying, and they've also put some new rewards in here as well. This is, well, those are some pretty high-end shields there if you don't have anything from a set. Does this one have anything? This one has high-end armors. More importantly is the current one that I am doing, which is... you know what? It's actually not showing it to me. Let me find it in here. Oh, where did you put it? Thought it was in Undine Advance, maybe? Yeah, oh, Undine Front. Here it is. This is, once you get a couple in here, you're going to get a career-specific, very rare Mark 11 kit reward. That will be kind of nice since they have changed kits, and we'll get into more of that in a bit. Also, you can get a free Borg prosthetic. Now, I have one of the old ones that you could sell in the shops. I think these are bound. Yeah, these are bind on pickup. I have heard that if you replay these missions, you do not get to get another one of these again. So make sure that you choose wisely if you really want one of these. But they're not that cool because they don't really look like a Borg prosthetic. It just looks like a Borg gun. Borgs don't really use guns, so I always thought that was kind of goofy. Also... let's see here, what else is there? Oh, before I leave the station and start wandering, I should probably get on this since I am near Taylor. They have added some new character faces. There are now 3 more faces and 3 more complexions. Now this is only the female ones. Don't know what the guys look like. Here's one of the new ones. That's a new one, and that is a new one. And the complexions, we have the new number 3, 4, and 5. Now, I think they snuck a couple hairs in here that are newer, too. Let me see. Oh, the Khan hair is not that old. I think this punk might be new. I think they snuck a couple of these tight curl ones in a while back, too. Those are somewhat new, but those might be a few patches old. Another thing that they have done, and if you're a science ship captain, you might enjoy this. There used to be a science ship passive ability called sensor analysis, and you would target an enemy, and it would passively build stacks of sensor analysis on them, and it would make them weaker somehow. I don't remember how exactly. It doesn't matter because it's gone now. It has been changed to a new active toggle power. You can now select friendlies or hostile targets within 10,000 kilometers, which is, or wait a minute, it says, I think it's actually 10 kilometers, never mind. And what happens is it gains a stack every 3 seconds up to a max of 6. And when used on enemies, your damage goes up 5% for each stack on the enemy. And if it's used on friendlies, it ups your healing and your hull and your shield healing 5% on them. And it also no longer requires line of sight to build up either, so that's kind of handy. Oh, you know what, I'm going to run right back to the Taylor again because I thought something else I wanted to cover. They have changed armor, okay? Now, on ground, people, you notice that there are no toggles here to show the armor anymore or your kit. They've changed how this works a bit. Now when you open armors, the designs go straight into the clothing. Now, or into the costume editor. Now, the thing with this is that this is a double-edged sword because now you can customize all your armors from the get-go as soon as you buy them without paying extra for some other unlock. And it also means that you can also put these on in recolors on all of your bridge officers and match them all up really easily now too, which is really nice. One thing that is one thing that's a little bit double-edged is that you cannot just toggle armor on your bridge officers anymore. They have to have the armor in their costume, so that's a little bit of an oversight. I kind of wish that we could have an armor and a regular uniform on them. There are a lot more options in here now, though, because they have changed a little bit how this works. Where did I put that? I believe it was... I just had it open a moment ago. Oh, I had it open. Where was it at? I thought it was in here. Oh, here they are. Yeah, okay. So all the old crappy armors, you're going to find all of those in here, and you can customize them a bit. Nobody really likes these. I don't think they're kind of old. You're also going to find all your Mako and whatnot in here. And that's going to kind of encourage you to buy more costume slots too. Oh, right. And the other thing that I forgot, like I said, the kits can no longer have a style to them. That is because now you can use whatever kit look you want. You now get every kit style for every class's parts unlocked as costume parts. So, see, I can now, on my wrist, on my left wrist, I can put these various parts from other classes here. As you can see on my belt, I have this cool little science, well, I have like this little science thing. It's almost like a tricorder type thing. But there's all kinds of kit pieces here. And I actually like this, which one was that? This science thing here. Gives you kind of like a little wrist computer dealy. But there is a whole lot of stuff that you can put on here. Of course, you can't just toggle this on like a kit anymore. You can also get your kind of big Ghostbusters engineer kit. And unlike before, you can actually recolor these. And then there's all kinds of chest gear, and the science ones, you get your force field, kind of give you a little bit of a Mass Effect look there, actually. Except I guess we can't turn that to orange. Oh darn. But yeah, so you can do kits, and that gives you a little bit of customization. Because I mean, personally, I'm an engineer, and I didn't really like how the engineer kits look. So I get this little science thing on my belt, this little wrist thing. So that's cool. Now let's see here. What else? The one thing that does bother me with this system, and I'm hoping they fix it. Well, I was gonna say you may have noticed, but I guess you wouldn't have because I didn't go into like the armor categories like Mako. The space suits are not in there. The EV suits are not in there. So if you want to use a space suit, you have to put it on and actually activate the flashlight and the breathing on it, which is kind of annoying. And I'm really hoping that they start putting spacesuit unlocks in there soon. Now, let me see here. The next thing that I should probably talk about is fleet kit changes, which are kind of a big... Well, not just fleet kits, all the kit changes. Kits are a big deal now. They have wanted to change this for some time because we've had these presets since the beginning. And the only real new variety to kits that we've really seen in a long time are the fleet ones. And because of that, yeah, the fleet spire. We've had very dull kits for a while. The only ones that we've seen are the fleet ones, which are only actually from 2 of the reputations. And anybody who is not heavy into the fleet stuff, they're not gonna get to see that stuff. So they've changed it. They are now modular. The way it works now is that you have to find a kit frame and you have to snap modules into it and you can make what you want. Now, if you have one of the high-end fleet kits, you can actually exchange yours for the new system style. If you have a regular old kit, you can't. But the regular ones aren't very good anyway, so you should probably work on replacing those. As you can see, these do not work the same way they used to. See, I have a kit slot, but when you put them in, the module slots appear. Now, the way that this works is first thing you're going to notice here is that kits now have generic stats on the top of them. This is new, so you actually are getting a little bit more base stats here. That's nice. The other thing you're going to notice is the module slot types. As you can see, this fleet one I have, actually I'm in the wrong place, but this will work. I have the Romulan one. As you can see, I get 4 fabrication module slots as an engineer, and 1 engineering module slot, which means I can get either one. I forget what the other module type's called. Let me see if this one says. I think it's the other. This is a mechanic. That's what it is. Mechanic and fabrications for engineers. And I believe it actually mentions a universal kit slot in here, which makes me wonder if in the future we might see a universal slot that would let us use modules from another class. That might be kind of interesting. Anyway, you get to snap these modules in and you get whatever you want, as long as it fits into the right module type. Now, when it comes to fleet kits, when you trade, if you have a Romulan or a Dyson fleet kit, you can trade yours in for the new system. And what you will get when you do that is a new kit that has these stats, and you will get all the old abilities on it as modules. Now, the good ability that's like the special new one that you can't get anywhere else, that one will be a purple module that you will get. In this case, it's the flamethrower turret. Your other 3 top things that were in the thing here, these will be blues. And these are just regular things that you could have gotten in another way anyway. And the last one, which would have only been a level 1 skill, is actually a white thing. I actually need to replace this one myself. It's not very good. And if you unequip these, you can actually see that it shows the icon for what kind of thing goes into that slot there, so you know what you're putting in. Now, the thing with these is they have also changed how the ranking on this works. It used to be that these skills had a Roman numeral 1, 2, or 3 after them. And that was how you could tell what rank they were. There were only like 3 or... I think there might have been a 4. Well, I mean, my flamethrower says level 5. I don't know. I don't know, because it's not even supposed to be 5 anymore. They've gotten rid of these ranks. They don't work like that anymore. As you might have noticed, these have marks on them, just like your other gear. These go all the way from Mark 1 all the way to Mark 12, and they go all the way from white to purple. And the numbers on these do change for each rarity and each level now. So you do need to keep an eye on these, because I was looking through the exchange at some of these numbers, and some of the numbers have varied greatly. Like I saw like a white Mark 11 transphasic bomb or something, and I think it hit for like half the damage of what a purple Mark 12 did, or maybe even a purple Mark 11. I don't remember. I'd have to look again, but it was some pretty crazy damage difference on that one. I don't think most of them are that drastic. In fact, that might be glitch on that. But yeah, there's more than 3 or 4 ranks now. You gotta watch what you're doing, and you can buy modules. I haven't found a ton of vendors for these, but I have found a vendor on Starbase K7 for Federation anyway that sells Mark 10 blue modules for 4,200 or so dilithium. That's the best place I've seen to get them so far, especially if you're trying to just outright buy them instead of earn them or find them, because the prices on the exchange have quite frankly gotten insane. Now, I'm sure that this is going to go down over time, but right now, like some people are like charging like 500,000 energy credits or something for white modules that are like Mark 10. And I'm sorry, but it is much more in your interest to go buy a blue Mark 10 for about 4,000 dilithium than that. So, you know, shop around, and if you've got a fleet kit, you probably really want to get rid of your whatever your white is and replace it, because they're not really that good. Okay. Now let me think here about what else I wanted to get into. It should be noted that oh, I lost my train of thought. Okay, well, let me just, while I'm over here, I will talk a little bit about this because I'm thinking about it. With the new Undine reputation, we have 4 new events, which is quite a bit for one of these patches. It's quite a bit. The 4 new events are, well, 3 of them are in the event queues, which you will actually find at the bottom with a great big exclamation point beside them, because they're new. There's the Undine Assault, which is in space, and there's the Vicious Cycle, which is also in space, and the Undine Infiltration, which is on the ground. I have not actually done these yet. I actually wanted to save my first impressions for making videos, and I think I'm going to make a series of videos on these, and I will put them up later. So if you're interested in those, come back for those, and we'll do those. I don't want to make this like a 4-hour video trying to do all these in the patch notes. And the fourth event is they have added the Undine Battle Zone. I also want to do a video on that. I've actually played that a little bit. The Undine Battle Zone is very similar to the Voth Ground Battle Zone, except it's in space. You do objectives, and then 3 bosses pop out, and you have to take them down, and then the zone resets. And it's pretty similar to the ground one. The biggest difference is that you're not going to get as much dilithium, which I think is a good thing because it keeps people wanting to do the ground one. So that's a good thing. Let's see here. What else did I want to go over? We do have the new marks with Undine. Don't confuse those with the Dyson marks because they're not going to work the same. Oh, shoot. I am trying to decide what else I wanted to talk about, because there's quite a bit. Oh yeah, to bring things up to par, they have, because they don't want these other things to be totally irrelevant, they have changed some of the gear that you will find in some of the other reputations. I believe it was just the new Romulus one and the new Kara ones. They have changed some of the set bonuses on these around. Some of the stats are a little better. You might want to check the full notes for that. One of the major things on the new Romulus set is that the Romulan and the Riemann sets, they share the same set of set bonuses now, and you can mix and match the pieces to get what you want. So that's kind of cool, and definitely something that you would want to look into. Another thing is another quickie thing is PvP has changed a little bit. I'm not really heavy into this myself, but this should be good for PvP people. They have changed these to get people playing PvP quicker. Instead of these all being Federation versus Klingon, they are all mixed faction versus mixed faction now, which, considering the large amount of Federation-sided players, should actually up the amount of time that you get to play PvP if you are into that. So that is a pretty cool thing for you if you do PvP. Another big thing that they have done here is they have put in some new ships. There are 5 new ships. One of these is the Undine Nicor Bio Warship, which, if I remember, I will go whoop, and I will stick a picture in right here. And this ship has, it says it's a Rear Admiral ship, I guess. So, let me see here. 7, 8, and 10, but it does have 10 consoles, so, but it only requires Rear Admiral, whatever. Okay, this ship is from a lockbox, the new Undine lockbox, I should say, and it has 34,500 HP, 250 crew, 4 weapons on both sides, 3 device slots, and the bridge officer stations are 1 Commander Tactical, 1 Lieutenant Engineering, 1 Lieutenant Commander Science, and 1 Lieutenant Commander Universal. And the consoles are 5 Tac, 2 Engineering, 3 Science. And it has improved hull regeneration because it's organic, and it comes with a special fluidic energy focusing array console, which is some kind of active ability. We'll see how that flies when it comes out. The other new ship is the Dromius Biocruiser, which is yet another Undine ship. This one can be bought from the Lobi Crystal store. It has 42,000 hit points, a shield modifier of 1.1, 400 crew, 4 weapons on both sides, 4 device slots, 1 Lieutenant Tactical, 1 Commander Engineering, 1 Lieutenant Commander Science, and 1 Lieutenant Commander Universal Bridge Officer Station. And for consoles, you got 3 Tac, 4 Eng, and 3 Science. And it does have some kind of, it also has the improved hull regeneration, and it does also have some kind of special console with that. Now, the other 3, I don't want to go into a whole lot. It's a mirror universe copy of a ship for all 3 sides. These are standard lockbox fare. Every patch we get we get some kind of retrofit of a Mirror Universe ship for each side. In Federation's case, you're going to be seeing a Mirror Universe version of the Science Vessel retrofit. For KDF, you're going to see the Samra Raptor, and for Romulan, you're going to see the Mogai Heavy Warbird. Again, these are standard lockbox fare. Usually the biggest differences in these are a little bit of HP and usually some different console or bridge officer station layouts. So nothing new, nothing hugely new there. Oh, and this is something I wanted to talk about. When you are opening the new Undine boxes, you may get some weapons, and the new special proc on these, as they are biomolecular, is a 5% chance to cause biomolecular incubation, which is minus 16.7 run speed for 8 seconds, and when it runs out, it does 146.1 radiation damage. Well, on this one it's 146.1, ignoring shields, and it does twice as much damage on Undine. Shoot. What else did I want to mention? Oh yes, those ships. Yeah, those ships are pretty standard fare. Nothing you should worry about too much. Kind of, you know, you get this stuff from lockboxes all the time. They're not that different. And we also have a couple new things in the Lobi Crystal Shop. Of course, the Dromius ship, which is in here for a chunky 800 Lobi crystals as usual. They also put in Undine Biotech Battle Armor for 200, which looks kind of wicked. And it has 1.3 health regen, 107.3 physical and kinetic damage res, 60.4 all energy damage res, 107.3 toxic damage res, and negates damage once every 20 seconds. And then there's the Fluidic Anti-Proton Wrist Lance. I've heard this thing looks cool. I have not actually seen it in action. It shoots fluid beams or something. And a couple people that I have heard from have been using it against Borg, and they are adapting to it very, very slowly, if at all. But it doesn't seem like they're completely immune to it, so that's kind of neat. And I kind of wish that I didn't miss out on this Hirogen Battle Armor. I can't remember if this one is brand new or if it's been here a little while, but they accidentally put this up at the wrong price for a while, and it was like 40 Lobi crystals or something. And this is a really cool set here, too, because it's got 5% increased exploit damage and exposed chance, 2 seconds extra exposed duration, and 73.8 physical and kinetic damage res, 73.8 all energy too, and 116 hit points. I mean, I've only got 506. That's quite a chunk. So that would have been a really, really nice pack to get. No new costumes, I don't think. Yeah, and I think that's most of the. I'm pretty sure that is most of the new patches. Let me take a quickie look over some of this, make sure I didn't forget too much. And of course, there's going to be a lot of little things that you are going to want to make sure that you look at in here. Oh, I guess I could mention on the Undine reputation that there is a drop item, which is the what are these things called? Isomorphic injectors or something. Yeah, isomorphic injections. These are like your Voth cybernetics and whatnot. You use these to make gear. You can get these from any of the cute events, or if you're a top ranking person in the Space Battle Zone, you'll also get some. I think you'll cover most of that stuff. There are a couple little like rumor and potential spoiler type things I wanted to go over, so if you don't want to hear that, skip this part. It's not really anything big, it's just about what might be coming next after this. It's kind of speculation anyway. And I should say, if you are going to leave, check out the other videos later. I think I'm going to do a video of some of the new cute events in the Battle Zone. I don't want to include them in this patch video. This thing's getting long enough. But as for the extra little things, a couple things that have come up is, one of them is, I believe his name's Garrett Wang, who played Harry Kim on Voyager. He let it slip on Twitter the other day that he is going to be doing voice work for Star Trek Online soon. So that would bring me to believe that Harry Kim is going to be in the game soon. So another shout out to an awesome old Star Trek actor who's coming back. I am glad to hear that they are coming back, just like Tim Russ and Michael Dorn. And another little thing, something you may or may not have even known is here, because it's been here for like 6 months. You know these store buttons that are here on the reputations? There's been one for events here for a while, and this actually lets you it lets you come in here and you can buy event seasonal things from like other times of the year as long as you have the tokens. Somebody on Tribble, the test server, during this last patch had noticed that they put in new items for the summer event already. And then when they found out, they locked the store button out on the test server, and they're not here on live to look at. But what was there was, they said last year there was no way they were giving us swimsuits. Yeah, well, they're there, okay? There's a whole bunch of swimsuits. There's more stuff for the girls and the guys. There's like some swim trunks for the guys, a wetsuit for both genders. I think there was a third something for the guys, and then there's like 12 total outfits for the girls. So there's a lot of clothes there to pick up. I guess that about wraps this up. I don't think I forgot anything. If I did, maybe I'll put it in the about or a comment later. But if you would like to see more of the new events, I'm going to see about recording some of those in some pickup groups, which hopefully don't go horribly bad. And if you want to see those, I'll see you there. So thank you for watching. Please come again. And if you like this video, please like, subscribe, or comment. Or if you thought it was terrible, please let me know that too. Thanks for watching, and I'm signing out.